Hi golfers, Nick here from Nick Taylor Golf. In today's video, we're going to take a look at Dustin Johnson's golf swing and compare him to the stack and tilt model. When he gets to his top, his left arm is a little bit high, but then if you look at the similarities here, you can see how his shoulders are tilted, his hips are tilted, his knee flex has changed. His knee flex has actually changed more than Charlie Wee's golf swing, who's pretty much the model golf swing. You may have seen Sunday's stack and tilt show. If you did, you'll know we had Michael Manave, who's one of the most knowledgeable golf coaches in the world and an expert in gear system and the stack and tilt system. Gears is probably the best system to measure the golf swing. It measures absolutely everything. Michael talked through a few different details with a few different golfers, so if you didn't see that episode and you want to see gears in a little bit more in depth, then go and check out that video. As you know, Dustin's one of the longest hitters in the world, so we're going to take a look at how he moves his body using the gears motion, then we're going to compare him to the stack and tilt model. Golfers, just to let you in with a little secret, Dustin Johnson actually won his first tournament working with the stack and tilt guys. The three key fundamentals of stack and tilt are contact, power, curve. Dustin makes good contact, hits the ball quite a long way, and he controls the curve of the ball. Comparing Dustin to the 10 words of stack and tilt: weight forward, yes, tick, gets his weight forward in the finish. Shoulder down, he actually tilts his shoulders probably a little bit too much, but he moves his left shoulder down in the backswing, right shoulder down in the follow through. Hands in, sort of lifts them a little bit in the backswing, but manages to get them on the inside on the way down, and then inside on the way through, hands in. The next thing that he does is keeps his arms straight. So arms straight through impact and just after impact, and he doesn't flex those elbows. The final two words of stack and tilt are hips tucked, so his hips are forward in the finish, tucked under his shoulders. So Dustin does the three key fundamentals of stack and tilt and the 10 words. Let's first take a look at Dustin's backswing with the gears numbers. If you take a look at this picture here, the shoulder bend number reads 21 degrees backwards. That's Dustin Johnson extending his spine 21 degrees. And what that means is if I put this stick here coming out of my sternum, by the time I get to the top of the backswing, in Dustin Johnson's swing, that'd be pointing 21 degrees backwards. 21 degrees backwards, that's way past what we say in the stack and tilt golf swing. Another measurement here is the shoulder tilt. And Dustin Johnson actually tilts his shoulders probably a bit too much, and that's why his head drops a little bit. And we'll see this when we take a look at his swing in a second, but Dustin Johnson tilts a bit too much in the backswing, 40 degrees. He turns 113 degrees, and his shoulder bend is 21 degrees backwards. All those numbers are past what we say in the stack and tilt model. It's funny because I don't think I've ever heard anyone say that Dustin has a reverse pivot or reverse spine at the top of his backswing. Something else to note at the top of his backswing here, you see the two yellow dots. These are the two centers, and you can see they're pretty much stacked on top of each other. So Dustin is tilted and he's stacked in his backswing. Let's take a look at Dustin's swing and compare him to Charlie Wee, who's pretty much the model golf swing for stack and tilt. First thing you'll see at the setup here is Dustin's actually aiming quite a long way to the left, whereas Charlie Wee's aiming a little bit down the right. Dustin's aiming left because he's trying to fade the golf ball. He's basically trying to stop the overdraw, but actually he's to do that, and we're going to take a look at his swing in a second, he's having to aim way left to try and prevent the overdraw and to find some way of trying to fade the golf ball. So when you take a look at Dustin's hand path, he actually takes it quite a long way on the outside compared to, say, the stack and tilt model golf swing. And when he gets to his top, his left arm is a little bit higher, but then if you look at the similarities here, you can see how his shoulders are tilted, his hips are tilted, his knee flex has changed. His knee flex has actually changed more than Charlie Wee's golf swing, who's pretty much the model golf swing. So despite his left arm being quite high, he actually kind of manages to get his shaft back in plane on the way down. Now, he's still trying to swing across the golf ball, and I think the biggest problem he's got is that he's got his left wrist so flexed that it closes the face of the path. It's really difficult to fade the golf ball when the club face is closed to the swing path. So I think that's why Dustin has a little bit of difficulties and finds some balls missed on the left-hand side, is because his club face is so closed and he's trying to turn. If you look here, he turns a lot more than stack and tilt model golf swing, especially with his lower body. Then as he swings through, he kind of keeps his knees flexed and his shoulder bend downwards. That's him trying to swing across the golf ball. In the stack and tilt golf swing, you'll see that there's probably a little bit less turn and more hip slide towards a target with the legs straightening a little bit more. I thought one of the key positions on the gears was actually that Dustin Johnson, his handle position was 6 degrees backwards at setup, but then 2 degrees forward at impact, yet he hit up 4 degrees.
From this point on the butt end of the club, which is being traced here, you'll see the handle moves upwards. It continues to move upward and upward and upward. However, it's also leaning forward. So those are some interesting dynamics that you pointed out. He's swinging 4.1 degrees up, and his handle is leaning forward 2.86 degrees for a difference of 9.3 degree from address. He's leaning it 6 degrees back to impact, he's leaning it 2 degrees forward.
So I would say that Dustin probably does the moves that we say in the stack and tilt swing, but he does them a bit too much. And that's why he hits the ball such a long way. He's turning in the backswing, he's tilting, and his extension gives his left arm such a great degree of freedom, and I think that's a really good piece to take from his golf swing. If you're struggling to make a long backswing, try and move in the way Dustin Johnson does, and you'll have a lot more freedom of movement. So thanks for watching, golfers. If you enjoyed the video, please give it a thumbs up. If you don't already, please follow me on other social media platforms, and I'll see you again next week for another video. The most